Bruce Friedman of Adult Site Broker, and welcome to Adult Site Broker Talk, where each week we interview one of the movers and shakers of the adult industry, and we give you a tip on buying and selling websites. This week we'll be speaking with Walter Hasenclever of Venus Berlin. Would you like an easy way to make a lot of money? Send sellers or buyers to us at Adult Site Broker through our affiliate program, ASB Cash. When you refer business to us, you'll receive 20% of our broker commission on all sales that result from that referral for life. You can make $100,000 or more on only one sale for some of our listings. Check out asbcash.com for more details and to sign up. At Adult Site Broker, we're proud to announce our latest project, thewaronporn.com. You'll find articles from industry websites as well as mainstream publications from around the world. It's designed to raise awareness of our industry's plight in the war on porn and the numerous attacks on our industry and online free speech by hate groups, the religious right, and politicians. You'll find all that and more at thewaronporn.com. We've also added an events section to our website at adultsitebroker.com. Now you can get information on B2B events on our site, as well as special discounts reserved for our clients. Go to adultsitebroker.com for more details. Now time for our property of the week that's for sale at Adult Site Broker. We've reduced the price on our chatting service for creators and OnlyFans agencies. The company was started in 2021. At that time, most agencies provided chatting services only as part of their full management packages, which meant the creator had to give up a lot of their earnings. The owners saw a gap in the market, so they targeted independent creators who wanted to stay in control of both their revenue and the overall account. Offering a flat-rate chatting service, they were able to quickly expand the number of clients and the team working with more and more creators. They gained another client base by cooperating with agencies who were looking to outsource their chatting. They've streamlined internal processes to allow scaling, which happened quickly in the second and third years. With in-house monitoring, customer service, lead generation, training, and workforce management, they've built a successful company that can handle over 30 clients with the current team and can easily be scaled up. Due to the standardized processes and protocols, the new owners can focus on expansion. There's significant potential to scale the company further with a growing number of creators and agencies looking to outsource their chatting. The company would be an excellent addition for an agency to handle their chatting, now reduced to only $470,000. Now time for this week's interview. My guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk is Walter Hasenclever of Venus Berlin. Walter, thanks for being with us today on Adult Site Broker Talk.
Thank you very much for the invitation and the possibility to talk with you.
Hey, it's a pleasure. Walter's been advising small and large companies on all aspects of communications for more than 22 years. After studying political science and working for well-known PR agencies, he founded his own agency in 2014. He's been the press spokesman for Venus Berlin for 15 years and is responsible for all communications. Venus Berlin has been presenting trends and innovations from the erotic and lifestyle sectors every year since 1997. With over 250 exhibitors from 40 countries, it's the largest international trade fair of its kind. In the exhibition halls under the radio tower, producers and wholesalers present their services and wares from the fields of fashion and pleasure products. They take advantage of the attention of more than 30,000 visitors. Yep, you heard right. 30,000 visitors who are attracted every year by the mix of professional product information at the stands and erotic entertainment on the show stages. The internationally renowned fair attracts visitors, industry professionals, and media from all over the world. They all come out to Berlin for Venus. Now, Walter, tell me more about Venus, when it's taking place, and just anything else you can add.
Yeah, thank you. This year, the Venus takes place from the 24th to the 27th of October.
Oh, my birthday. You're going to have a birthday party for me, October 24th.
Yes.
Very nice.
You're very, very welcome. We have a great party. Venus takes always place like in the last quarter of the year since years, because in the early days it was a real more focused trade fair. So there was making the big deals for the Christmas season packages. So the people called trade fairs could order their products for the last month of the year. And so we hold on with this late in the year date. And it's really, like everybody knows, October is Venus time in Berlin.
Okay. Talk about going to Berlin in October. There's more than just Venus going on.
Yes, of course. Like the whole week is full of parties, events, and side events, and everybody is talking about it. People meeting next to the Venus everywhere, and people are excited to see how Berlin is going hot in these days.
Well, I was more referring to Oktoberfest.
Oh, Oktoberfest. Yeah, but Oktoberfest is exactly in September in Munich. So it's not really at the same time.
Oh, I thought it was October.
No, it's mostly in the end of September, even if it's not.
Okay. Got it.
So it's a concurrence for us.
Oh, well. Now, Venus has been an erotic fair for 27 years. That's quite a record. How did Venus start? And just tell me the story.
Yes. Down to 1979, it was a time where in media and in the society, erotic seems getting more popular, more common. People talked in TV shows about it. There were especially TV shows where sex teams came up. They visited swinger clubs, sex toys getting more popular. It was like a growing up time for these themes. And so the founder decided we must bring it on a more business level. And he created the first Venus with lots of sex toys and especially films, because it was the times of DVDs and not internet things. And even the first year was a success, and people get excited, and it grows very fast in the first years and getting more and more. And also from the beginning on, there was lots of media attention about this theme, because sex was a big issue in this time in media, and the first time that everybody spoke. So it grows very fast and getting more and more bigger, and also very fast. And the development was from just a trade fair to also a consumer fair, because the demand for people to go there and see new products, see sex shows, and meet also porn stars was very, very high. Really, from the beginning on, it was also a B2B show, but also a consumer show. And there was a really good mix-up for everybody.
Yeah, it was 1997, not 79,
yes.
Right? Okay.
1997.
You said 79, so I just wanted to make sure.
No, 97.
That would be even longer.
My fault. Yeah.
No problem. No problem. Venus has been an erotic fair for that long. Talk about how the fair has developed and changed since it was founded.
Yes, I think the development of the Venus Fair is similar to the whole industry. As I told before, it was a lot about films, production companies, porn in these days. The big companies from all over the world came to Berlin to show new films and to award the actors. But of course, industry changes. As we all know, with the early 2000 years, the internet came up very quickly. And as the edit industry was always an innovator, also at the Venus, they showed the newest products, the first websites, everything is going on. And that changed also the core of the Venus also very much, because the years it gets less films and DVDs, coming up more internet sites, big platforms, new companies, new business models. And that changed the perspective a lot, and the art of the people who are exhibiting at Venus was changing also, because it wasn't just the film companies, it was online companies. So yeah, but also at the same time, like all the pleasure product companies grown, getting more and more present there, coming out of the old designed dildos to pink dolphin designed dildos and this kind of stuff. So there was also a lot of development, getting more popular, and it's always growing, because in the beginning of the 2000 years it was like we had a lot of film companies, we had a lot of online companies, so it was bigger and bigger, and people get more attraction there. And then there was also a change and a shift between like the old porn stars, which have a big contract with the big production companies, especially of the amateur communities in Germany, which came in the 2004, 5, 6 years, getting more popular. The girl from next door came to Venus, and the fan from the cam could meet these kind of girls there. That is, I think it's special for German market. Now it's all over the world, but this was very typical for Venus in these years. And it's still, of course, there where we have a big parts of Venus like this. But this changed a bit the community also who comes to the Venus. It was not only the porn stars fans. It was much more common people who just watch cam in the night and then see their girl from the next door at the Venus and have a photo with them.
Okay. So cams and fan sites are now a big part of it?
Yes, of course. That's the main, the biggest booths and biggest exhibitors are campsites and fan sites, of course. Still, of course, some production companies and pleasure products and all kind of like fashion things, what is needed around. And we have also a very big kinky hall where all fetish and this kind of stuff is presented.
Cool. When you first had Venus, how many people showed up? You're getting 30,000 now. How many showed up then?
I don't know the exact numbers because it was for my time, but I think at the first show there were already like 20,000 people. And then we had some years with like 38,000 people was, I think, the highest years. But there was a little split up in 2010, I think, when a lot of trade visitors left Venus and go to another fair. So we left there a lot of trade visitors and trade exhibitors. But of course, we get them back now. So that will work a little broad drop in visitors and also a little bit on economic situation in Germany. How much are the people well to spend money on it? And of course, the audience changed also a lot in the 27 years because, of course, in the beginning, it was really mainly men, even a lot of older men coming to Venus. The typical, people who go to sex shops and porn consumers in this time. Actually, we have like 45% of women coming to Venus. So it's nearly 50-50, and it's much more younger people and lots of couples are coming. It's another generation who have grown up with porn on their mobile, and it's totally natural to talk about sex and to using sex toys and to go to sex positive parties. So this community is now coming to Venus, and it's totally another look and feel. If you see pictures from the early 2000s to now, it's another audience coming to Venus.
I'm sure it would be hilarious. Is Venus a reflection of the industry, and why?
Yes, I think it's really good reflection of the industry because, of course, every company who develops anything new or has new business ideas, new products, come to the Venus and can show it. And exactly, it can show it to their end customers who will buy the product and use the product. It can show it to other business partners who can use it or is also involving in it. And the last very important point, it can show to lots of media influencers and these kind of stuff. On a normal Venus, we have like nearly 1,000 people registering for press or as an influencer for Venus. So we have a lot of people, a lot of social media coverage actually, of course, but also a lot of TV shows covering the Venus and journalists coming to see what's up there. So of course we have like, we're over new and like, I can remember the first Blu-rays coming up. They were shown, of course, there. We have one of the first 3D porn theaters at the Venus some years ago, or a lot of years ago already. Virtual reality was a big thing. All kind of mobile, what could be done and shown on mobile was shown at the Venus first time. So there's also, for pleasure products, all the combination with on internet and that you can control the pleasure product by apps. All these kind of developments and technical developments and use will be shown there and could be shown to a really big audience. And that's, I think, very, very typical for Venus.
It kind of sounds like in Europe, this is kind of treated by the media like CES is in the States.
Yes, exactly. We don't have only some media from the brand because we have also, of course, consumer media, but we also have media coming from technical sites. It's the same people who go to CES or in the early days in Germany go to the CeBIT, which was a big technical show. They come to Venus to see what is new in the industry because our industry is known for being first adapter and first developer. And so there's also a big interest from not adult industry related media, of course, to see what is going on there, what is new. So yeah, that's really very important for us and for media and for our exhibitors also.
Why is the trade fair in Berlin? Why did you guys pick Berlin?
Berlin it's the most international known city from Germany, and Berlin is, of course, in the 90s, it was more like all the things after the wall go down. It was very, everything what could happen happened in Berlin. And it's still like this. It's known for the clubs and shoppings and lots of good hotels. And it's still, if you go out in the world and tell you're doing an erotic fair, and where is it in Germany? In Berlin. Oh, that sounds good. I will go there. That's still a very good feeling about it. And people like to go to Berlin when they come from the US or Southern America or Asia or whatever. It's always it's much easier if you say you go to an unknown city in Germany. So, and there are lots of good possibilities in Berlin for side events, for parties. And also the fairground where we're doing the fair is the official fairground from Berlin, where also lots of big other fairs are going on, like the E-Fair or the Green Week or the ITB, which is a travel fair. So it's very well-known and historic area where you do the fair.
It sounds to me anyway, like in Germany, in Berlin specifically, there doesn't seem to be as much anti-adult sentiment. It seems to be more built into the fabric of, Germany.
Can you explain me?
I mean, you're seeing so much anti-porn and anti-adult sentiment and government officials going after our industry. That doesn't seem to be the case as much in Germany.
Oh, yes, it is. It is. Of course, we have all ways to deal with a lot of regulations and difficulties. Of course, the Venus is you can only enter when you're 18 years old, but yeah, that's the age of adulthood in Germany. So that's the main rule, of course. That's the basic, and we have to control it and this kind of stuff, of course. But we are also very restricted in kind of what we are showing, what is allowed and what is not allowed. Of course, nearly everything is allowed, but like we have also some problems with domains, which are showed, which are not shown, because of course we have some problems with the age verification in Germany, which is very, really restricted, as you know. So we have to be careful for that, what we are showing. And even if it's everything is thinking that in Germany is so free and so easy, we have restrictions in kind of advertising. We're doing a lot of advertising for the Venus and in the out-of-home section, that we have big poster campaigns in Berlin and in the areas around Berlin. And it's not so easy to show there any kind of picture on these posters. We also have to people.
Sure, you got to be careful what you show. Yeah, it's got to be.
Be careful. But and also we have we have to show before to the companies what we are showing, for example, in tram stations or in the tube stations. That's sometimes really restricting. Of course, we cannot do any advertising on Instagram, paid or these kind of stuff. It's also restricted, as you know, or like on Google. So that's still the way we have to deal with it. But of course, in the show itself, there's of course nudities and this kind of stuff is all no problem. Yeah, then we can nearly do everything except live sex is forbidden. But all the rest is possible.
Interesting. I just can't imagine the main fairgrounds in a big city allowing an adult event like this in America.
Yeah, I think it also wouldn't be so easy in Germany also to get it new. So now we are for a long time there, so we like part of it and we are familiar with it. But I don't think it would be so easy if you create something new in another city in a big fairground. It wouldn't be so easy because the image of Venus is, of course, still, the porn fair. Yeah, the sex fair. Of course, it is, and that's what we is, but it's not always positive related. It's changing, and we work a lot for it. But of course, it has like a touch of not so well known. So it's like, for instance,
it's built into the fabric of Berlin already, so it would be hard for them to get rid of it.
Yeah, and they're bringing a lot of money to Berlin these days.
Exactly.
So you cannot undermine this. And we invited every year the governor of Berlin to make the opening for Venus, but we never get an answer.
Of course you don't. That's politicians for you. Those guys are the same everywhere. What makes Venus so special?
I think it's one in a world where really everything can happen. It's like, for example, last year we have, for a long time again, brothers from the US again at our fair, and then all the models and talents coming from the US, and they are known with the US fairs like AVN and XBIZ and E3 and this kind of stuff, coming to Venus and see, oh my God, what is going on here? Because they are known it, and everybody's new. We have always some visitors coming new to the fair because it's not forbidden. It's free. Everybody can do what he wants, and we have a lot of hardcore shows going on, and everybody's feeling free, and it's like the atmosphere is like everything can happen here now, and it's really open-minded, and people are happy and friendly. We are not having problems with very aggressive or something, people or something like that, and you can drink, you can run around, you can see, you make pictures with all the models you want. So I think that's the atmosphere at the Venus is very, very special. You get really a really direct feedback from fans to your product, to your model, to whatever, and also from professionals, and as I mentioned before, from media. We have lots of, as I told before, influencers, they're streaming live sometimes, social media is full of Venus hashtags in these times, and it's really, really high buzz in the internet there about it. So I think that is very, very special.
That's awesome. Why should someone listening come to Venus as a guest, as a consumer?
It's one place where you can get everything what is related to the erotic industry, and where he can make his personal sex life much more better. It's not only that he can see models and shows, of course, that's one point, but he can buy, of course, as a consumer, every kind of products and clothes or I don't know, ropes for SM fashion. And he can also talk. You can talk with models, with talents. You can talk with dominas. And also we have like education side where we have panels about how a vagina is made and what women like, what kind of sexuality I have, what is my gender, these kind of stuff. So you can get questions and get answers from people who are really well known in it. And that's very well accepted by the people, because it's not only looking around and see things. They can also talk, getting information for their personal needs. And they are open-minded to ask questions there, because the atmosphere is like totally relaxed, and there's no shy people or something like that. And I think that's the mix is together, what makes it so special and so good for people coming there.
Got it. Now, why should someone come to Venus from our industry?
Because when we're going to the B2B fairs, we're talking a lot about business, but sometimes we don't talk too much about the real product and about the customers who are buying our products. And I think this combination is what it makes it so interesting, because you can talk to your business partner about the business, but behind where you're sitting and talking, you see the final product and the talents or the movies or product or whatever working, and what and you see your end customers and can talk to them also what you can maybe improve on your site or whatever. And that's a good combination. I don't think you have it on so much on other fairs and these kinds of good, and all the big players from the industry are there. And even if they are not exhibiting there, the people come there because they know they can meet all the people there in these days very easily.
Now, what about the internet side? The people on really my side of the business, where I spend almost all of my time, B2B internet. Is there an opportunity for adult internet people to do B2B business?
Yes, of course it is. For some years ago, we didn't have a special section or kind of this, but since last year, again, we have a totally separated B2B hall where you where you can get only entrance as a B2B visitor or as an exhibitor or as a media guy. There we have, of course, also some classical trade people for pleasure products and this kind of stuff. But we have also a lot of companies from the internet section, like we have age verification systems, we have payment provider. And this year we put it much more into also fan sites and fan site agencies, so that we get also some affiliate companies and the other companies there. So we created one on the Friday. We created a fan sites meetup, which is sponsored by Creator Traffic, Andy, where we get these kind together. We're doing some panels and presentations, because we have, of course, also like about 1,000 models and talent there. Yeah, that's also very, very good to know. Last year we had the first time like a more lounge, we called it, where it's also very good for sites or agencies or to find the direct contact to these models and making direct business. Of course, AI would be an issue this year also. That is still one of the main actual topics in the industry. So we started last year again with it, and this year we built it much more bigger so that you can have a small lounge there or just come as a B2B visitor and meet all the people because the people are there. So yeah, it's a really good opportunity to see their part of the industry.
Who exhibits at Venus?
Mainly it's as I told before, the big campsites and fan sites. For example, it's like My Dirty Hobby, VisitX, Bonga Camps, Trip Chats, Camp4, these kind of known sites, of course, which are actually doing in the German market because we have international visitors, but of course, the main part is from German-speaking countries. Next to it, we have also like talents who are doing their own booths. Then we have lots of pleasure products and companies around. We have also like a booth where they are selling vaginas and penises from chocolate. For just something funny thing, yeah. So there's also like a thing. So there's also some tattoo studios doing tattooing at the Venus because we want to show the whole thing and the whole experience for a visitor. So you get really everything. And of course you can lots of shopping booths where you can buy clothes and any kind of sex toys and related things like what you need for your good sex life at home. And that's really good mix. And of course all the shows. We have like one hall where it's a big show stage where we have every half an hour ongoing shows the whole time. That's very important. And next to this, we have also a fan area. That's where models can, for less money, have a little booth and an experience. And that's also very, very well accepted because there are a lot of girls coming and men coming there to see their friends.
Mm-hmm. Just how international is Venus? How many countries are represented and where do most of the companies come from?
Most of the companies come from Europe, of course. We have all Western Europe, but a lot of companies coming from Eastern Europe, of course, also, and Spain and Italy and France, Portugal. We have a lot of companies coming from Asia, especially from China.
Sure, with the pleasure products, yeah.
Yes, with the pleasure products, because they are just the production companies directly come there, that you can buy pleasure products directly from the production company and not through a wholesaler. Yeah, from the US, of course, companies are coming. It's around I think last year we have 48 countries, different countries where the exhibitors come from and also visitors coming from. The brand image of Venus is really very well known all the world. So if you go to Australia or Southern America, I don't know, to Brazil, and you ask, erotic fair in the world and happening in Germany, then they know the Venus first. So, that's where we have really, it's really good for us.
You mentioned the B2B hall. What actually happens there in the B2B hall at Venus?
Yes. First of all, you have all the kind of trade things where are coming like production companies from Germany and also from China, where you can buy like dolls and sex toys and this kind of stuff. And as I mentioned before, the B2B section for the rest of the industry, the internet industry. We have some payment provider there. We have, as I told before, companies who are building CMS products or website products, the age verification thing and registration thing, the bid thing in Germany. And as I mentioned before, we're building up these fan sites, agencies where we have a lounge with a bar where you can just sit around, meet the people, have talks, get contact to the models. We're bringing everybody together for networking and making business. That's my plan. And there's also the program for panels and presentations. So that's for free. So everybody who is interested to doing their presentation can contact me or Venus anywhere. Can have a short presentation of your company, of your product, or you're doing a discussion about things, like on other fairs, these kind of stuff. That's all combined in this hall. And if you go there, we have always opportunity to see, of course, also the rest of the Venus, where all the these shows and other things are happening. That's a good combination to have both. This is a quiet area where you can really have nice talks and have a drink.
Exactly. It's what it's all about. What makes Venus the special mix of B2B and B2C?
Yeah, on the one hand, you can do business or new business or meet all business partners for long-term business partnerships. And on the other hand, you can see what is going on in the branch. You can see what are consumers thinking or what are they doing actually, because that's very important. If you're running a website and you want to know what are people looking for and it's changed, you can feel the trends, what's going on, what they are looking for there directly. And you can talk to them if you want it, and you can talk to all your business partners and also to your like other companies who are doing the same business as you. You can see what are they doing, what are they showing, what is coming up new. You get like a good feeling what is going on in the industry and where you maybe shift your business or continue your business. And I think that's very, very good for that.
Okay. Now, as I go through the trade areas of Venus, who am I going to find? Give me some examples.
Yeah. For example, as I told before, the main exhibitors who are in our consumers parts have like a B2B lounge there. We do the fan sites meetup with creator traffic. So of course we have all the fan sites there, like loyal fans, like best fans that will be there. But also the big sites coming there will have their B2B section. So for example, if we have My Dirty Hobby booth in the main hall, there will like an Adult Force booth in the B2B section. Yeah, that we got a combination of this, that they bring their consumer teams and also their affiliate teams and sales teams there. And also like we have bonker camps, as I told before, Strip Chat, VisitX, hopefully I don't miss anyone. Live Jasmine. So you can also meet them there. And like I would say 90% of people working in the branch and the industry living in Germany or around Germany, they will be also there. So there are a lot of people, you will meet them there because they know it's part of the year program. After all the shows in October, they come to Venus and have a good day at the show and a good night at the party. So you will meet a lot of people from other fairs there.
Excellent. Talk about some highlights of the show this year. What are you going to do in 2024 that's special?
First of all, the good thing is we are really already very well booked. Like we will very packed fair. It's really good. High this year and from exhibitors, from sponsors, from consumer side, very, very good in selling tickets, actually. That's like, because last year, after Corona, again, it was a start and we have the feeling that it's really going bigger and better again. So the feeling is very good. And so we're playing a lot of good things. As I told you, we grow up the B2B part with the fan sites meetups. We make some changes in our Kinky Hall. We have last year make a brand new show stage with really known areas and lounges for our, we have like gold and platinum and silver visitors. And we're doing parties in this area at the evening. So new. We tried it last year the first time. So we're doing a big B2B party on Friday, the 25th, in our fair hall, in the show hall, where we have really a nice stage with a lot of good sound and light acoustics. And we will do also there a party for consumers on Saturday. A big party. I cannot tell really any details yet, but it will be really, really big. We will have again lots of new shows integrated in the fair. And we will grow, of course, also the educational part for consumers because we get a lot of good feedback there last year from the consumers to bring more educational stuff there. And that's also for companies a very good possibility to show up and to show their knowledge in what they are doing to the consumers.
Talk a little bit about the educational part. How big a part of Venus is that?
Last year we have I think about 10, 12 panels and presentations in this kind of part, where people show, pleasure products, but pleasure products has also a medical part, for women and also for men. For men, there were some products showing against problems to getting an erection. For women, you have things for how to use pleasure products after pregnancy. Then we have all things about what kind of gender am I? What kind of genders are there in the world? What kind of sexuality I really like? People getting more open to ask these questions. We try to give them open-minded answers. If they are insecure, how they're feeling, we try to give them with some experts explanations about it. Yeah, then about some special sex practices, we have like panels and presentations. That everything is normal, everything can happen. We have Domina, so giving answers about what is possible, what can you do, where are you going to Domina to SM Studio. So we try to build all questions with coming up, because you have to imagine that, for example, on our social media channels, we're getting asked a lot of questions from consumers who think we are, I don't know, the main answer giving site for sexual questions. So we try to giving there also a feedback. And also we have lots of people coming to Venus who wants to be part of the industry as a cam model or on a fan site. That's also very big. So they have the first look. How is it going? They can talk to other models, what they are doing. And so that's also like a first step if you come to the industry to see how it's going and to meet first people.
Interesting. So how can people find out more about Venus Berlin?
The best thing is to come to Berlin in October, of course, and to see what's going on there. I can tell again that you can register as B2B visitor for free on our website. That's no problem. You get a free ticket and invitation for that. Of course, you can go on our website at venus-berlin.com. You find us, of course, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, sorry, and sometimes also on TikTok, but if you don't get abandoned there again, you know these kind of problems.
Oh, I do.
Yeah. No, but of course we are doing a lot of social media activities, and we are also at some fairs around the world. Of course, at the TES in Prague again. I don't know where before, but that's set. And my colleagues were also in the US in January for XBIS and ABN and this kind of stuff. So we're trying to be everywhere and to be present and yeah.
Fantastic. So it's venus-berlin.com is your website.
Yes, exactly. That's correct.
Very good. Walter, I'd like to thank you for being our guest today on Adult Site Broker Talk, and I hope we'll get a chance to do this again soon.
I say thank you very much for the possibility to talk to you here and see you in Berlin.
My broker tip today is part 9 of what to do to make your site more valuable for when you decide to sell it later. Last week, we talked about what information to provide a potential buyer. Here's more. Tell them what's special or different about your site. How's it unique? Make sure and include a list of all the websites you're selling in addition to any domains that come along with the sale. Is there anything that adds value to the sale? Provide them with any additional information upon request. Before giving a buyer any information, have them sign a non-disclosure agreement. If you use a broker, the NDA will be provided for you. Good brokers like, Adult Site Broker, have a large resource of potential buyers that are looking for properties just like yours, and they know how to deal with potential buyers. They'll also negotiate the terms of the sale, such as price and any payment terms. Before closing the sale, find a good escrow service to make sure that both the buyer and the seller are protected. We have those resources, of course. Let's talk about some of the factors that influence the sale price of a website. Number 1 is always profit. It will be a multiple of the profit, and that multiple is based on whether the profit is trending up or trending down and how fast it's trending up or down. I've seen valuations of as much as 5 times, although that's very rare. Normally, it's in the 2.5 to 4 times area. I've also seen valuations of 1 time if the profit is taking a nosedive. We'll talk about this subject more next week. And next week, we'll be speaking with Katie of Blossom. And that's it for this week's Adult Site Broker Talk. I'd once again like to thank my guest, Walter Hasenclever of Venus Berlin. Talk to you again next week on Adult Site Broker Talk. I'm Bruce Friedman.